Well, by the end of tonight, two teams from the West will have booked their place in the last 8 of the AFC Champions League 2. Al Hussein have a slender 1-0 lead from the first leg against Esteghlal. The Iranians have been continental champions twice and will hope to turn over the deficit. Should be a fascinating night, albeit a slightly chilly one here at the Amman International Stadium. This has been the home for Al Hussein's matches in this competition, their own. Al Hassan Stadium in Erbil did not reach AFC requirements, so they're forced to play here at the National Stadium. But they won't be too concerned about that. Caesar's stunning strike giving them the slender lead going into tonight's second leg. It is the first of 3 big quarter-final match nights in the AFC Champions League 2 across East and West. And by the end of this week, we will know our quarter-final lineup. Esteghlal had 2 goals disallowed for offside after VAR intervention in the first leg. Their coach Ricardo Sapinto, as he arrived at the stadium in the pre-match interview that they give, said he felt one of those should have been given. But he's 100% confident that Esteghlal can go through to the quarter-finals and overturn that 1-goal deficit here in Amman. Both these sides are having reasonably good league seasons so far. Al Hussein currently second in the Jordanian Pro League, while Esteghlal are third in the Persian Gulf Pro League. And Al Hussein only had to play 4 group games as Merm began. The side from India opted not to travel to play Sepahan in their second match, so their results were removed. They had been beaten by Ahal on match day 1, but that result counts for nothing. But Al Hussein managed to top the group ahead of Sepahan, with Ahal the team to miss out from the group. Esteghlal finished second in Group A behind Al Wasl, who didn't lose a game. And in fact, Esteghlal lost their opening game to Al Wasl by 7 goals to 1. Lost their opening 2 matches, so it was a good turnaround for them to make it through. There is Ricardo Sapinto. '53-year-old Portuguese who was reappointed for a second spell in charge in the summer last year. Awaiting the rival of the 2 teams. Second season, of course, since the rebranded and the slightly different format of the Champions League Elite, the AFC Champions League 2 and the AFC Challenge League as well. Been waiting expectantly for a while. They've been making plenty of noise, certainly the Al Hussein fans tonight. Ney Franco is the Al Hussein coach, Brazilian and a Portuguese in charge of their respective teams tonight. Neither side had a league game at the weekend, so the last time they played each other was their last time in action, so a week to prepare for tonight's game. Synchronised banners being raised, officials from Uzbekistan Hussein lost just one of their group matches against Sepahan, who are also from Iran, of course. Hussein in the yellow, Esteghlal in their usual blue. Esteghlal created the better chances, had the more chances last week in the first leg, and were bitterly disappointed to come away with a defeat. Scores finished level after 90 minutes. We would go to extra time and potentially a penalty shootout. Well, no second chances now. Place in the quarter-final beckons for these two. Familiar strains of the Champions League 2 anthem ringing around the stadium. And it's not full by any means, but you can see those fans behind doing their best to create an intimidating atmosphere here for their team. It's everybody looking to succeed Sharjah as the AFC 2 champions, Champions League 2 champions after last season when they beat Lion City Sailors in the final in Singapore, but neither of those sides featuring after failing to get through the group stage. So there will be a new name on the trophy this year. Will one of these two sides be in the frame? Well, let's take a look at the teams. Al Hussein make 3 changes to the first leg. Ali Hajbi, Mahmoud Al-Mahdi and Mahmoud Karouba all come in to the starting 11 tonight. Sisa scored the only goal in the first leg. He's second in the competition, while Sayed Al-Rawsa is the captain. They're the substitutes. The rest of the players on the bench. Ashley Coffey, the Englishman, one of the 3 players to drop out of the starting 11 tonight. All the main match officials are from Uzbekistan. Rustav Lutfulin is the match referee. His 2 assistants, both from Uzbekistan, while Mohammed Daham from Bahrain is the 4th official. Al-Rassan and Ruzbey, the 2 respective captains. Ruzbey coming back into the starting 11 tonight, as one of 4 changes. The goalkeeper and back 4 all remain the same. Ruzbey comes back in. Ruzbey Chesmi, Dukins Nazon, Musa Dienpo and Mohamed Hussein are all recalled to the starting 11. Plenty of options on the substitutes bench as well for both coaches tonight, should they wish to change things around. Just to wonder what they're saying in that huddle. Dukins Nazon maybe saying a few words there, the striker who's played internationally for Haiti. But they know they have to score at least 1 tonight, Esteghlal, so the pressure is on them. So they did find the net twice in that first game. Both were ruled out for offside, and both were very, very marginal decisions that needed the VAR intervention to clarify that the decision was correct. Esteghlal get us underway then in the blue, kicking from right to left in the first half. In fact, I think we may have to have the kick-off again. Somebody just moving a little bit too soon. That is one of the new style kickoffs you see these days. Esteghlal just hitting that ball into the corner, almost like a rugby kick to try and get a line out. In this case, a throw-in, of course, right down in the corner. and try and keep the Al Hussein defence under pressure. So, second time of asking. Same scenario. The referee could really have let it go. It just seems a little bit petty to have brought that back, but those are the rules. And it will be a throw into Al Hussein, deep inside their own half. Just caught a glimpse of the goalkeeper there, Yazid Aboulayla, who made several good saves in that first half, particularly in that opening game last week, which was played in Dubai. There's Ayed. Searching ball forward, which will go straight through to Habib. Aref was the man chasing that down. Sisa, wearing number 98, the man who scored that stunning goal. It really was a wonderful strike from well outside the box in that first leg. Came off Rouzbeh. Be really interesting to see how these two teams approach this tonight, because you certainly feel that Al Hussein will go looking for a lead on the night and a second goal on aggregate. But if Esteghlal were to score first, then that puts a different complexion on the game. There is Franco, or Ney Franco as he's more commonly known, the 59-year-old Brazilian, been in charge since December, so his first AFC Champions League matches this week and last week. Ricardo Sapinto took over in the summer. Ney Franco is the 7th coach in the last 2 years for Al Hussein, who parted company with Quim Machado just at the end of last year. That's hammered away by Al Russam, the captain, for a corner, taking no chances. That may have gone through to Yazid, but didn't want to risk it. Gineppo was hiding just behind as well. First corner of the game, it'll be taken by Asani. Header away from Hijabi. Hijabi again, completing the clearance. Some pretty tight matches in the first legs of these round of 16s. There is another match tonight, Al Wasl against Al Zawara, with Al Zawara leading by 3-2 in that one from the first leg. Tomorrow night, Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr take a 1-0 lead into the home game against FC Arkadag, and Al Ahly 2-2 with Sepahan. Very, very close, all the games in the West. It's a little bit more clear-cut with a couple of the games in the East. So, not quite found his target. Rustam half clears away to Gineppo. Now, of course, the big story this week was Tampines Rovers, who got a 3-0 forfeit after Kongan Hanoi fielded 2 ineligible players in their first leg. Tampines had come away with a 4-0 defeat, but they get a 3-0 lead now taking into the second leg. Percy Bandung have a 3-goal deficit to try and overturn against Ratchaburi. Bangkok United lead MacArthur by 2-0, and Gamba Osaka and Pohang Steelers 1-1 after the first leg. Here come Esteghlal, who started promisingly here. Gineppo's in the middle. There's a little nudge, was there, from Pedro Henrique. Islami's claiming that should be a penalty. Did he clip his ankles? I'm not too sure there was any great contact. You see his arms straight up in the air as he went across the back of him, but if he does clip those ankles, then I'm sure it's one for VAR to have a check. They are Uzbekistan officials in the VAR tonight. Norsfarov Firdavs is the VAR official. Those two VAR interventions were key in that first game. I think those Al Hussein players are feeling that Mohammed Hussein Eslami made a little bit of a meal of that. It is his first start tonight. Eslami, having come off the bench in 6 games previously. Oh, he is going to have a look at it, the referee. So VAR have obviously seen a little bit of contact. Well, it's a question of whether the referee sticks with his original decision or sees something he didn't see the first time. Well, this is just the start that Esteghlal would have wanted. Not though for Al Hussein. This is maybe the definitive angle. Does he just clip that left leg? It's very, very faint, the touch. Just there, maybe. Probably need to see it from another side on angle. Just maybe it's the right leg that he catches, actually. You might see from here whether there's any gap or any daylight between the two players. It's one of those really awkward ones. It's almost like a 50-50. Probably if you showed it to 10 referees, 5 would give it, 5 wouldn't. It's such a difficult one in such a big match as well, a big decision for the Uzbekistan referee here inside the opening few minutes. Has to be 100% sure of the decision, of course. I think there is just the very faintest of touch. Eslami, who was in full flight. Well, the referee has seen enough and is about to make his decision. Had 2 VRs go their way in the first game. Oh, he's given the penalty. So he has overturned his original decision, and a real chance here for Esteghlal to go into the lead. It's a yellow card for Pedro Enrique. And they're still not convinced. But it is a penalty. Well, he made several good saves in that first game, Yazid. Can he keep this penalty out? Really good chance for the Iranians to get back on level terms. This then to give Esteghlal the lead. Oh, the little Panenka, and sometimes they come off, and that one has come off for Asani to put his side in front. Well, confident enough to chip it home for his 3rd goal of the competition. And Jazir Asani has put Esteghlal in front here early on. And we're back to 1-1 on aggregate. Here's the challenge again. Referee, on having a second look, decided that there was contact. It was Jazir Azani, the Albanian international. Cool as you like, goalkeeper went to ground early. Well disguised. And an early lead for the Iranians. Asaf. Just stabbing that one away towards Nazon. Salim. Pedro. Fans aren't phased at the moment, they're still making plenty of noise. Al Russan. Asaf. Good press from Munir. Pedro. He's expected to control things through midfield for Al Hussein. It's enough just to take the sting off the board and allow Salah to bring the ball away and win the free kick. Another decision which has not pleased Al Hussein, who feel they're not getting the better of these early exchanges from the Uzbekistan referee. Jarbi a little bit too over-aggressive with the shoulder charge. Rustam. Now Munir. Down the line from Jalali for Djenepo. Experienced Moussa Djenepo, you might remember him from his days at Southampton, played 73 games in the Premier League for the Saints. Was infield by Jalali. Munir. Looking for Duckens Nazon. Been a pretty good run in the league for Al Hussein. Over the last few weeks, they've won 5 of their last 6. Only failed to score in one of those games. That was a 0-0 draw against Al Ramtha. They are just 2 points behind Al Ramtha at the moment, with a game in hand in the Jordanian Pro League. High scorers in the league as well, 34 goals in their only 14 matches. Some of that goal-scoring prowess to come to the fore tonight. Rusbek. Rustam. Jalali pressing forward. Djenepo trying to get a foot on the ball, but just ran away from him slightly. Al Mahdi. Hijabi. Pedro. Esteghlal very well organised as they were in the first leg. Probably no surprise that the goal that eventually beat them came from outside the box. You're trying to walk the ball through or create openings through that back four and the midfield four, which stay very compact. Always very difficult. Here's Cisa. Similar position to where he scored the goal from. Nice little back flick out to Asaf. Good ball across, no one attacking through the middle. The goalkeeper slightly hesitant there, Habib. And Jalali heads away for the corner. That's the best move we've seen and the best ball in, certainly from Al Hussein in the first half. Ahmed Asaf whipping that ball in. Nobody attacked it in the middle though. Almadi to take the first corner for the home side. Trying to go short, they were quickly closed down though. Both sides know they're going to have to be at their very, very best tonight. The whole 90 minutes plus. Another good clearance from Jalali. Saf with a throw. Well, there is no way through at the moment for Al Hussein. Duckins Nazon. Slightly stronger in the challenge there, the Al Hussein captain Al Russan. Salim. Hijabi. Ball touch. It was a heavy ball, to be fair, from Salim in the first place. Asking a little bit too much of his teammate. Esteghlal are currently third in the Persian Gulf Pro League. 9 wins from their 20 matches. Level on points with second place Tractor. Gol Gahar currently lead the way. They're a point clear of both of those teams. Esteghlal do have a game in hand though. Jalali. Well cut out. Almadi. Looking for support. Might go on his own, Almadi. Ruzbey throwing himself in the way. There's Ray Ayed. Cisa. Ayed. In by Almadi. It might be a question of being patient, I think, for both these sides tonight in terms of attack. That's a lovely ball out wide to Hijabi and a lovely tackle as well from Saleh. Throw-in taken quickly. I think that might have been a little bit too quickly. It was Sami on defensive duty. No appeals for that one. A bit of hand on the back, but Cisa, the player, going down. Rustam. Did play Jordanian opposition in the group stage. Esteghlal, Al Wedat were in their group. Won the home game against the Jordanians, drew away from home. So it was a poor start for them. Defeats against Al Wasl and Al Murak from Bahrain. But then those 4 points against Al Wedat really kick-started their group stage campaign. They beat Al Wasl and then beat Al Marak in the last game. They had to win that one. Al Marak were ahead of them in the table when they played that final match. Anything less than a win and they wouldn't have made it through. It would have been the Bahrainians that went through to the round of 16, but Esteghlal now looking to capitalise on their good form towards the end of the group stage. Djinepo. Back by Munir. There's Rustam. Sami. Threaded through to Duckens Nazon. There's Eslami, the man who won the penalty, out to Saleh. He's the man who scored the penalty, Azani. Just a little bit lacking that one, and a shot across the face of goal which takes a deflection from Munir. Too sure that would have actually hit the target anyway, but it did take a little flick on its way through from Munir El Haddadi. Did score in that game against Al Wahda, Munir. Here he is again. Wasn't picked up on the edge of the area and just got underneath that a little. Was just stretching and reaching. Hence the reason he couldn't keep the shot down, but they didn't pick him up on the edge of the area. Well over the top in the end, but maybe alarm bells a little there for Al Hussein with their defending from the set piece. It's only Al Hussein's third time in AFC competition. To the quarter-finals back in 2005. Lost to New Radiant from the Maldives in that game, and then last season reached the round of 16. They lost out to the eventual winner, Sharjah, on penalties after a 1-1 draw. Duckens Nazon, nice little flick for Jalali. First time ball onto Asani. Good challenge. Nothing wrong with that from Salem. Good block from Al Mahdi as well. Only joined in January. Mahmoud Al Mahdi was playing at Dibba in the UAE. Made his debut in the first leg last week. Well, his Champions League debut in the first leg last week. Has played a couple of Pro League games. Here's Islami. Good ball over the top again to Saleh, who does love to get forward. Both the fullbacks, Jalali and Saleh, giving that extra width to Esteghlal when they go forward. There's Al Russan. Ayed. Cut out by Sami. Good challenge from Djinepo. Gets it back from Rouzbeh. Just hauled back there by Al Mahdi. It's a cheap free kick to give away. Djinepo, who was playing at Standard Liège in Belgium before signing for Esteghlal before the start of the current season, is Jalali. Habib. Not really troubled yet from Al Hussein. It's a game that's following a similar pattern to the first leg last week, really. He was beaten by that stunning strike from the man who's just putting him under a bit of pressure there, Sisa. That was Rusbeh, little chip to Jalali. Djenepo, Duckins Nazon with him. Running at the defender, Djenepo, nice little reverse, just in behind Duckins Nazon. There's an appeal for offside, the flag has stayed down for now, and now it goes up. Djenepo just seemed in two minds there. As you see, Duckins Nazon was a good metre or so offside. Then the flag does go up, you see at the top of the picture there. Karuba, Saleh. First time ball from Rusbeh over the top, but that should be fairly comfortable for Pedro to deal with. Al Rissan is the captain. There's Asaf. Ayed. Al Rissan. Just see the Esteghlal coach there, not happy maybe with his side's defensive shape there, but it's come to nothing. It's gone straight through to Habib. Keep 2 clean sheets in the group stages, Esteghlal. One against Al Wadat, one against Al Marak. Esteghlal with a really good tradition, particularly in AFC competition. Back over the years, they won the old Asian Club Championship as it used to be back in 1970, and then in 1990-91, of course, that is now the equivalent to the AFC Champions League Elite. 8 domestic league titles, 39 trophies in total the Iranians have won. Qualified for this competition by winning last season's AFC Cup, a competition they've won 8 times. It is a record. Al Hussein qualified as winners of the Jordanian Pro League. Giving the ball away cheaply again though. But one back. Now Asaf. Little space to work in. Just a little bit too much on that, trying to play that in for Al Mahdi. Still, Habib Farabassi hasn't been tested as yet. Towards the half-an-hour mark already. Jazir Asani penalty, levelling things up on aggregate at 1-1. Sami. Going back to Yazid. Out of his penalty area, spending a lot of time in the air at the moment. Al Russan. Asaf. Salim. Nowhere for him to go, really. Al Russan. Trying to get the wide players in here. Asaf. Sisa. Looking for an angle. That's good defending again, though. Didn't quite have the elevation on it to cause the problems he wanted. Laid off by Duckens. Nazon. This is Asani. Nazon. Good challenge, though. Hajabi just did enough and flicked it away off the striker. The send throw already been taken. Ayed. Well, they're having much more of the possession, Al Hussein, since conceding that early goal. Esteghlal just seemed quite content at times to sit back and just invite Al Hussein onto them. So keeping their shape, keeping those gaps to a minimum. Djenepo wrestled off the ball again by Al Mahdi, not for the first time. Ricardo Sapinto, who was in charge of Esteghlal in the 2022-23 season. Ney Franco didn't have a professional playing career. Went straight into coaching. Had coached in Brazil all his career before moving to Jordan. Botafogo, Coritiba, Sao Paulo, Vitória, Chapecoense. Quite a lot of clubs there in Brazil. Still finding his feet, of course, having only been named at the end of last year. Pedro. Salim. Still can't recall a shot that Al Hussein have had on target as yet in the first half. Djenepo's header. Jalali, that's a little bit short from his captain Rusbeh. Djenepo, tussling with Asaf. That goes out of play through an Esteghlal throw. Ball just getting caught up between the legs. Rustam. Foreigners Rustam in the Esteghlal lineup from Uzbekistan. Salim. Hajabi trying to press forward. Side flag up though. Yeah, fairly straightforward one that one for the assistant on this near side. Al Hussein with a throw. Well, those photographers are behind the goal that Al Hussein is attacking. They're waiting for the moment that they can get that great shot, but their side aren't having too many shots at the moment. There's Gineppo, couldn't keep the ball in play though. Can Al Hussein get something back into this match before half time? Ayed. Salim. Al Hussein. Some movement up ahead of him. Sisa, his touch and turn. Al Mahdi. Hijabi. Al Mahdi again. 2-3 defenders around him. He still comes away with the ball though. Al Mahdi still going. Just the wrong side of the post. Well, that's the closest I think Al Hussein have come to a goal in this first half. Al Mahdi had 3 around him, but wasn't phased at all. Wriggled his way clear. Had a touch of good fortune there. He's got around the defender, but then just pulled the shot the wrong side of the post. Promising signs though for Al Hussein. Were 2 players waiting. Look at Cisa's position. Just wanted that played across for a simple tap in. Better though from the home side. Clinched their league title last season on the final day of the season, having started in 2nd place. Al Hussein, it was a dramatic final day in the Jordanian Pro League. They were behind El Wadat, but then Al Ramtha scored a late equalizer. Al Hussein won their final match and ended up as champions. Asaf. Aref wins the corner. Two corners apiece now. Al Mahdi across to take this one. Oh, brilliant header! And the equaliser from the fullback Hijabi. Rose highest, unchallenged Ali Hijabi, and levels things up on the night and puts Al Hussein back in front on aggregate. Lovely delivery from Al Mahdi, and Ali Hijabi gets his first goal in the competition. Doesn't score many, but they'll take that one. He's probably one of the tallest players on the field. Just got away from his man, and that Esteghlal defence didn't get off the ground at all. He was up against the captain. Rusbeh was there. Sami was there, but nothing they could do to stop that header. Back across the goalkeeper, textbook stuff, and we're level on the night. Great header, really good from Al Hussein. Wondered if they could get back before half-time, and they certainly have done. And they've finally given those photographers something to snap as well. Here's the goal from another angle. Just got up above Sami, who didn't really get off the ground at all. Now back on the attack come Esteghlal. That's a good challenge from Salim. Cleared again, Munir. Drifted in again. Better header and better defending. That goal from Ali Hijabi, by the way, is his first senior goal. Only 21 years of age, has played 7 times already for Jordan. A towering header getting his side back into the match at 1-1. Ayed goes all the way back to Yazid in goal, who, since picking the ball out of the net from the penalty, hasn't really had a huge amount to do. The game has been pretty compacted in the middle third. Ali Hijabi getting forward once again, getting to get it back from Al-Mahdi. Didn't quite find its target, Munir. Salim. On towards Munir once again. Islami back on defensive duty, who won the penalty. Here's Karouba looking to make space for the shot, takes a deflection and behind for a corner. So Al Hussein looking to finish the first half strongly, having got that equaliser. It's turning into a good game, good competitive game between these two sides. Munir once again with a corner. Goal came from a corner the other side, this near side. Can he come up with a similar delivery? Hijabi will be one they watch this time, I'm sure. Golden again. It's the back header from Salim, which was well off target, just falling and didn't know where the ball was really. Couldn't get any direction on it, just a little bit too high when you're going for the in-swinger. Three minutes added at the end of the first half then. It's been a very good first half as well. It was lit up very early on by that goal, the penalty from Asani after Pedro had brought down Islami. Pedro would have been delighted with that equalising goal, of course, having been a judge to have fouled Islami, where he had to go and check with VAR. Good play, Saleh. Sami. Pedro calling for his goalkeeper, who duly obliges. Yazid. Mardi again getting right into the action. I think he's been flagged offside there. Mardi. Started more in the central, they have moved him out wider. Refa's just tucked in slightly. But Al-Mahdi with that ball in for the goal has certainly made a difference. He added to the squad in January, one of a couple of new faces within the Al Hussein ranks. He was just offside. Here's the man whose goal levelled things up though, Hijabi. First goal for him. Big important one as well, Djenepo. Preston pursued by El Russan. Saleh. Sami. Rustam. Munir trying to just play that through the defenders to find Djenepo. Good clearance towards Sisa. Now Karuba. Just too far ahead. Just trying to play that into the path of Al-Mahdi. Just overhit it though. It would have been a lovely ball had he taken some off that. Al-Mahdi could well have been in. Did have that good chance, Al-Mahdi, as well in the first half when he held off the challenge of 4 defenders and just shot the wrong side of the post. Jalali with the throw. And there is the half-time whistle from the Uzbekistan referee. Well, the game got off to a great start. Jazir Azani from the penalty spot after Pedro's foul on Islami. The referee initially didn't give it, but having been asked to go and have a look by VAR, he changed his mind and said there was contact. But then Ali Hijabi, with the first goal of his career, levelled things up 5 minutes before half-time. We're all square at the break. Al Hussein 1, Esteghlal 1. Al Hussein lead 2-1 on aggregate going into the second half.
Best airline for a record 9th time, flying high as the champions of the sky, and this year even higher. Best airline in the Middle East, world's best business class lounge, and yes, still a Skytrax 5-star airline. That's a lot of bests, but none of it happens without the best passengers. Thank you for flying with us and for voting for us. We go further.
تلاقي مفاجآت جديدة عليك، وهذا يمكن يخليك تتردد شوي. مع فيزا كل شيء مقبول، حتى ماي أرض صح مقبولة عندنا، لأن هالخطوة اللي تسبق إنك تسوي شيء كنت دائما تشوفها مستحيل.
Welcome back to the Amman International Stadium. Esteghlal just making their way back out. Al Hussein have just been out for a few moments, getting into their huddle. That equalizer from Ali Hijabi, putting them back in front on aggregate. And they know they are 45 minutes away from a place in the quarterfinals. Esteghlal won't give this without a fight, though. Their coach Ricardo Sapinto was very confident coming into this that they would win tonight. Got themselves in front, that Jasir Asani penalty early on. But it really was a towering header from Ali Hijabi, a first career goal. And what a time to score it as well. Usually plays as a centre-back. Has been brought into play as a full-back tonight in so almost like a 5-4-1 formation with Cisa as the lone striker. It is Cisa that gets us underway. Al Hussein in the yellow, attacking the goal away to the left in the second half. This man was on fire in the first half, Al Mahdi, and wins a corner right at the start of the second half. Saleh concedes the corner. Interesting to see what both teams' tactics are at the start of the second half. Al Mahdi with the corner, punched away by Habib. Better defending that time from Esteghlal. Hijabi. Goal-scoring confidence now, having scored that one in the first half. That was well off target, though. Saleh. Al Hussein won their group. So only 4 matches played, as we mentioned earlier, with Moen Began withdrawing. Finished on 9 points, 2 points clear of Sepahan. While Esteghlal was second, Al Wassel 6 points clear at the top, 14 points. Esteghlal with 8. Al Murak just a point behind with 7. It was quite a tight group if you take Al Wassel out of the equation. Al Wassel also in action tonight in their second leg. They trail Al Zawara 3-2 from the first leg last week. There's Rustam. Saleh. Asani, who scored the penalty. Just a slight lack of misunderstanding there. The ball was played in behind Aslani. Rustam. First week of March for the quarterfinals. Saleh. Oh, it's just in behind Junipo. Defending again Al Hussein, but those blue shirts with the press. First time shot, brilliantly done. Curled in by Asani for his second of the match. And Esteghlal retake the lead to level us up at 2-2. Well, we saw a great goal in the first leg from Cisa, and Jasir Asani, who scored the penalty, has hit that perfectly out of the reach of Yazid.
Goal for Esteghlal by player number 70.
Gets his 4th goal of the competition. Played over 100 games for FK Partizan, played over 80 games for Guangzhou in the Korea Republic. And that's his 99th career goal. Just under 400 appearances. Struck it perfectly, no second thoughts, just swung a boot. It bounced and pitched just in front of Jazid. See better from this angle. Started outside the post and curled back in, maybe just flicked the post as well, but what a lovely finish. Esteghlal back on level terms and scoring at the start of each half. There's Al Russan. Hijabi, Duckins Nazan just got a foot in first. Sami. In addition to those 2 wins of the Asian Club Championships, Esteghlal, they did finish 3rd in the early 2000s. Lost out to Anyang LG Cheetahs in the semi-finals. It's a 3rd place playoff back in those days though, which they beat Nasaf Kashi from Uzbekistan. They've levelled it up on aggregate here again. Hijabi. Sisa. Ayed. This is better from Al Hussein, attacking with a bit of pace. It's gone all the way across. Oh, behind again by Salah for the corner. He did well there just to keep his arms out of the way. Flying into Chester behind. A little unorthodox from Salah. Habib trying to keep his defenders focused. Pedro's header back across. Hijabi was in the thick of it once again. It wouldn't quite sit down for Aref. Here's Asaf. No height on that ball in once again. Hijabi. Another good block by Salah, who just threw his body in the way and took a painful one in the stomach. Brilliant goal, really was a good strike, and you can see how it means to the coach. Two on aggregate. It was just nonchalant really the way Hassan, he just swung his boot at it. Nobody closed him down. You can see the defenders already asking questions as to who was supposed to close him and prevent that shot coming in. On a hat-trick now, so going in search of his 100th goal as well. Duckins Nazan as Lani through the middle. That's not great from Nazan, tried to chip that one into the penalty area. Chinepo just jumps underneath it. Islami. Saleh. His foot around the ball though, waiting for a goal kick. the extra time and penalties, don't forget, if it stays level on aggregate. Munier. Rustam. For Gineppo, trying to get in behind Al Russan. Al Russan stood his ground well, though. Gets the ball away. On by Sisa. Given away again, though. Munier. Islami. Saleh. It is the West's turn to host the final of the AFC Champions League 2 last year. Of course, it was in Singapore last year. Teams don't now come together until the final. They used to come together in the knockout stages previously in the competition in its previous format, but since we've switched to Champions League Elite and Champions League 2, it stays as East and West to include the semi-finals. It's Jalali with a throw. Gineppo. Munier. Saleh. Well, went back by Hijabi. Habib came out, flag's gone up anyway. Thought it was offside, but again, the assistants have to wait these days. Just see quite clearly. Well read by the goalkeeper though, quickly off his line. Sami. Asani. Islami to try and place that, came off Pedro. Karuba. Nicely won back by Munier. Asani. Jalali. Rusbeh just using his body well. That's just too far ahead of everybody though, through to Yazid. Gineppo. The referee, I think, is going to pull that back for the first foul. It's going to be a yellow card there for Asaf. That's the second yellow card of the game. He joins Pedro in the book, who was booked after giving away that penalty early on. There'll be a few nerves around among the home supporters now. Got themselves back in front on aggregate. There's that challenge from Asaf. The referee did bring it back for the initial challenge, not the second one, which is why it was Asaf that went into the book. I think he kicked the ball away as well, which didn't help matters. Pedro, Al Russan rather, with that second challenge. As though Al Hussein are going to show first with a substitute. They've got a free kick to defend just for the moment. Thumbs up says Gineppo's okay. free kick without him though. Munir came across to the near side to get a few instructions from the coach while treatment was taking place. Munir's making the point that it was a foul, so Gineppo shouldn't have to go off the field. Islami is over the free kick. Hassani's there as well. It is Islami, little fit Rizbe. Good save by the goalkeeper. Not too sure how much Rizbe got on that, but it was straight at Yazid. Whipped him with a bit of pace, and the captain just with a little flick. She's got a touch on it. Yazid saw it well. I didn't know too much about it. Rizbe had his back to goal. Gineppo's been penalised now for a foul on Ayed. After he left Esteghlal the last time, Ricardo Sapinto, we moved to Apoel. And then to Raja Casablanca in Morocco, before heading back and replacing Mujtaba Jabari. Hassani again. Had a good game tonight, Hassani. Capped off by that second goal, really. Good penalty as well, kept his cool with a little Panenka. Mardi. Asaf rather, looking to get forward. Just caught again by Gineppo. Pedro, Salim, Jarbi, just ran out of play. Karuba, so Al-Hussein throw. Hajabi looking to take this. They need to try and get Al-Mahdi in the game a little bit more, you feel. Al-Hussein. Al-Russan, Asaf, Sisa, get a touch on the ball, still it's not away. Ayed, here is Al-Mahdi, twisting and turning, good ball across, no one attacked it, away by Sami. Hajabi, Al-Mahdi, little drop of the shoulder again. He really is tricky when he gets that ball out wide, but that time that just loops into the arms of Habib. But we said a moment or so ago, get him in the game, Al-Mahdi, and he can create, and he proved that over that last attack. Saleh. It's caught on the shoulder by Al-Mahdi. There may have been a handball in there, I think, against Karuba as well. Hassani. Gineppo. Jalali on the overlap. Gineppo has just left the foot in a little bit there, which has incensed the home crowd. Asaf, the player that's gone down. Well, he played the ball. There was no contact really, just went over the leg. It was just a good challenge. Got a little toe on it, I think, just to get the ball away first. Nothing malicious in it. Saleh. Offside against Azani, who was coming back from an offside position. Substitutes are warming up quite vigorously at the moment. This is around the sort of time you can expect to see some changes. Sami's header. Salim. Hussein again feeling that should have gone the other way. I think they felt there was a handball in there before the foul had been committed. Here comes their first change. Obeida Al-Namana is coming on. Has made 2 previous substitute appearances in this competition around the same sort of time. Came on against Ahal after 63 minutes and Esteghlal in the first match after 67. And we've now played 67, so coach sticking by a game plan. Gineppo losing out once again. Karuba. Now Hijabi. Ball given away and he's out of position here. Hijabi. Recovered well though. Karuba trying to get away from Rouzbeh. Well went back again by Esteghlal. Saleh. Asani. All the way back to Habib. Almost given away again. It's just getting a little clumsy at the moment. You can see the Esteghlal coach again asking questions. Ricardo Sapinto. Salim. Obeida still waiting. Salim. Quite spin through for a corner, through to Habib. The ball still hasn't gone out of play for them to make the substitution. There's a player down here. Now taking off a centre-back, Salim Obeid. And Obeida comes on. He's a striker, so that will mean they'll probably go to a back 4. Obeida will come and play alongside Sisa. I don't know if that's a fresh injury for Gineppo or whether it's a new knock. Goalkeeper Habib's gone down and injured now as well. Not too sure what's happened here. Even his own teammates are asking what's wrong. Rustam just inquiring. Hussein feeling there's a bit of time wasting going on, but they're not leading, don't forget. It is 2-2 on aggregate. Change. Esteghlal. Gineppo has gone off and Kukshi has come on. Alireza Kukshi coming on. Played 75 minutes of the first leg last week, was dropped down to the bench for tonight's game. Picked up a straight red card against Al Wadat on match day 3 and then spent the next 3 games suspended. But Alireza Kukshi's on for the last 20 minutes or so here. 2-2 on aggregate. Esteghlal leading by 2-1 on the night, having gone ahead twice now. Saleh's header, ball had already gone out of play though. Hasn't stopped giving instructions and pacing that touchline all night. Ricardo Sapinto. Eslami, good ball in again, plucked out of the air by Yazid. Ricardo Sapinto was asked on his arrival, can you go through to the next one? He went 100% yes. No doubt in his mind that Esteghlal were going to turn that 1-0 deficit around. Away by Habib. Kukshi. Smiles from Gineppo for the work he's done tonight. Kushki again. Munir. By Sami. Saleh. Islami. Pressed by Hijabi. Just had his hand on his back though, gives away the free kick. Can someone get another goal? The more that clock ticks down, the less time there would be for a side to get back into it should we have another goal. It's another free kick for Esteghlal, given away by Asaf, who was booked earlier. Won't want to hang on to the ball too long and risk a second yellow. Change about to be made. Yusuf Abul Jazar is coming on. And Asaf, the man who was booked and who just gave that foul away, is the man that's going off. Abul Jazar, only a 1 appearance so far. That was last week in the first leg. He's just joined from Kazma in Kuwait on loan. Big imposing striker.
Player number 66, Ahmed Assam, replaced by player number 7, Yusuf Abul Jazar. تبديل لفريق الحسين. خروج اللاعب رقم 66 أحمد أسام. ودخول اللاعب رقم 70 يوسف أبو الجزر.
Asani. Looking to check and cut back inside. Aslami. Away by Al-Russan. Rustam caught in possession. Habib slices that one away, but managed to get the ball away. It's an error, and that's all it could take from either of these sides, is an error in the final third. Fortunately, Habib was alive to that. Obeida, the substitute, causing problems already. Kick, clumsy from Rustam. Aref was the player that was brought down. Just had his legs whipped from under him just there. So it wasn't as clumsy as it looked. It was lucky maybe not to get a yellow card there. Rustam.
Esteghlal. The total attendance for this match is 3,602.
Just wonder whether set pieces might be Al Hussein's best chance of getting another goal in this game. We've seen some good deliveries into the box. This will be Cissa that's going to take this one. Al Mahdi's swung over one or two, but Cissa fancies his chances of picking out a teammate this time. It's too close to the keeper, doesn't deal with it properly though. But a swingy boots everywhere. And that hesitation at the back has cost Esteghlal once again. And it's the man who's just come on, Abdul Jazzar, with his first touch. Gets his first goal for Al Hussein. And how important could that be in the grand scheme of this competition? Well, Cissa whipped it in. Habib didn't deal with it. And when he came back in again, Abdul Jazzar hammered it into the top corner. And Al Hussein are back in front on aggregate by 3-2. Way to endear yourself to your new fans, Yusuf Abdul Jazzar. Goalkeeper came, punched it straight up in the air. It was half hit back in by a ref. But that is a really good finish actually, because there were a whole host of players in front of him. He's just helped it on its way on the volley. Goalkeeper was desperately trying to get back into his position. Top corner, no stopping that one. Well, they pulled it back twice tonight, Al Hussein. They've edged back in front again on aggregate. 12.5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Now they just have to shut up shop, you feel, and now Esteghlal will have to use everything they've got to try and prise them open for a third time. Saleh, good sliding challenge from Al Mahdi. Saleh still with a chance though. Al Mahdi, he's bobbling around in the corner. There was a handball in there, which is given a free kick to Esteghlal in a dangerous position. Islami and Hassani both over this. May favour Hassani this time with the in-swinger. Let's see. Islami who won the penalty. It is Hassani. All the way across. Yazid just pulled his hands out of the way. Fortunately no one was attacking it behind him. Rizbeh was the man furthest forward. Months ago, Al Hussein went out at this stage in the AFC Champions League 2 on penalties to Sharjah. Those fans must have thought for a while, well, I mean, it still could strike twice, but they've given themselves a chance. In 2005, the last time the Jordanians reached the quarter-final. Two very close games against New Radiant from the Maldives, 0-0. And then New Radiant winning by 1-0 on aggregate. Just got to keep the ball down this end of the field, you feel. Swing of an arm there from Sami. On Aref. He's just fending him off. I don't think there's anything malicious about that. Just using his arms to protect the ball, really. Trying to help Arif back to his feet, which hasn't gone down well. The ref will now get back to his feet. His side have got themselves in front twice, Ricardo Sapinto, but each time they come back. We said, could set pieces be the undoing of Esteghlal, and so it's proved. First goal from a corner, second one from a free kick. Now Sami. Nazon trying to get a foot in, hammered away by Al Russan. Munir. Sami. Saleh, who's pushed forward. There was a bit of a high boot there from Hijabi. Away by Pedro. Another change coming up for Esteghlal. Saeed Sarkazian comes on. Duckens Nazon is the man that's going off. Hasn't had too many chances tonight. Duckens Nazon. Well, he's a big money signing. Saeed, 22 years of age. He moved from Orenburg in Russia for €2 million. And they clearly think that Esteghlal will make some money because they get 20% of his next selling on fee as well. Scored against Al Wasl on match day 5. And I'll be hoping that he can maybe get on the score sheet here to potentially take us to extra time. Clock is ticking away though. If you're an Esteghlal fan, it's ticking away very quickly. Aref just left the ball behind. So we won't want to pick up any unnecessary yellows for time wasting. Al Hussein, or kicking the ball away. Danger potentially of missing a quarter-final. That went out of an Esteghlal boot. It will be an Al Hussein throw. I'll just be happy to keep possession. Rusbeh, the captain, trying to lift his side spirits. Well, it's been an entertaining match, and it may not be over yet. Saleh with a free kick. He was the man that was fouled by Al-Mahdi. Rusbeh. Munir almost caught in possession. Asani. Twisting and turning, coming back inside. Footing was by Al-Mahdi. Esteghlal throw. Just wonder how much stoppage time the officials are contemplating here. Saleh looking for the long throw. Anywhere will do from Al-Mahdi. Habib's way out of his goal plane, almost as a sweeper. That's almost given away by Rustam. Those blue shirts pressing forward, giving a bit of space now. Obeida. Rolled outside, Obeida for the return. Engel's tight, look to pull it back. It's away by Sami. Well, a third goal now for Al Hussein. Really would probably spell curtains for Esteghlal. Al Russan urging more effort from his team as well. So they've gone back to 5 at the back. Hijabi is just tucked inside now as one of the centre-backs. Had been playing at full back. He's renowned as a centre-back usually. Sami. Munir. Looks like Almadi's dropped back. Kushki taking on Abu Al-Jazar. Kushki, nice footwork. Needs some quality on the cross. Helped on by Hijabi, not cleared very far, on by Almadi. Here's Hassani, back in again, good punch from Yazid. Ruzbeh pressuring Obeida. Kushki. Saleh. Couldn't get the shot in. Azami. Get away again by Al-Russan. Almost falls for Kushki. Really is all hands on deck at the back now for Al Hussein. Good pressure from Esteghlal. Abu Jazar, who scored that second goal. Double change for Esteghlal. This could be a last throw for them. Azadi and Meram coming on. Aref. Karuba. Take a deflection. Has that come off the outside of his boot and gone into the side netting? It is a corner. So this will run a few more seconds off the clock. They might be able to make the substitutions here. Esteghlal. A forward and a defensive midfielder coming on. Captain Ruzbeh has gone off. And a double change coming up for Al Hussein as well. Mibideen is coming on. And Natasha coming on as well. Not quite yet though. Islami. Obeida. Nicely played over the top for Obeida. Lovely pullback, real good. Oh, what a chance to wrap it up for Al Hussein. Brilliantly set up by Obeida. Here come the changes. Karuba is coming off for Bideen. Well, Obeida, really good work down that far side. He's gone with his left foot. A chance for Sisa, who scored that stunner in the first leg, to tie this one up and put them through. But they will have a few more nerves around. Aref has gone off as well. Tasha comes on. I'm not too sure they haven't brought both players off. There's confusion at the moment from the fourth official down there on the top side. Oh, no, they make the change. Ref. All played their part tonight so far. Was aimed towards Azadi. Into added time. 6 minutes, so there is still a glimmer of hope maybe for Esteghlal.
additional time 6
Good
minutes.
header from Al Mahdi.
الوقت المحتسب بدل الضائع الشوط الثاني 6 دقائق.
Sami. Sisa. Probably still thinking about that missed chance a moment or so ago. That's a heavy challenge from Al Mahdi, which is going to see him go into the book. Volume levels have just cranked up a notch from the home supporters. They've been incessant for the whole 90 minutes, and all credit to them for creating this atmosphere here. It's not their home stadium, of course, the Amman International Stadium. There was the challenge that earned the yellow card for Al Mahdi. Another good looking ball in, but again it's well defended. Indeed. Caught in possession, Meram. Asani trying to get to the byline, pushed away by Yazid. Still the pressure on here, Saleh. Saeed trying to turn, Aslami in again, away by Al Russan. See how far out of his technical area is Ricardo Sapinto. Meram. Well, that's going to go out of play, and again you can see his reaction at the bottom there. Frustration etched all over his face. Nervous times for that Al Hussein defence. We're just urging Yazid to get on with things. Well, it's been entertaining. It's had everything. That early goal really set us up beautifully. Credit to Al Hussein for getting back. Credit for Esteghlal to going ahead again. And the character that the Jordanians have shown, though, to make it 2-2. Abdul Jazzar coming on and scoring with his first touch. 2 players for Al Hussein on the score sheet. Well, one of them getting a first career goal. Abdul Jazzar getting his first for his new club. Will it be enough? Sami, halfway through added time. Asani, if anybody can get them back in, Asani can. 2 goals to his name already. There's Gentasha, still going. Just run that out of play, that's clumsy. Just felt they might have taken that one into the corner. Meram. It's given away cheaply. Good ball, splits the 2 defenders. Beetween out wide, it's got through the middle, still a chance, straight to the goalkeeper. No real pace in the shot, good header from Pedro. Munir. Asani rides the tackle and gets past his man. Trying to burst down that line, away by Hijabi. Happy to concede the corner. Goalkeeper's up for this, Habib. Yazid makes the save. I don't think they'll worry too much about getting the ball quickly with Habib out of position. Oh, he's going to try and clear it long now. Goalkeeper's just lost it slightly. Obeida! That's it! That'll do it! Al Hussein are going into the quarter-finals. They gambled at the end, Esteghlal, and it's backfired on them. And Abeda, who set up a chance for Caesar a few moments ago, kept his cool to bend that one in the bottom corner. The goalkeeper hadn't set himself back into position. And Hussein lead on the night for the first time. And now 4-2 on aggregate. It's his first goal in the competition. The quarter-finals beckon. Soleil just complaining about something, but well, when you commit your goalkeeper forward, you can see he just hesitated slightly, and Abeda may have been tempted to pass to Caesar, but after he missed the last chance, he thought, right, I'm going to take this one on my own. Didn't he finish it well? Under pressure. Had a look, but thought, no, this is mine, and makes it 3-2 on the night. 4-2 on aggregate. There is the full-time whistle. For the second time in their history, Al Hussein are into the quarter-finals of the AFC competition. Well, there's a bit of afters going on the pitch at the moment, but what a game. Jasir Azani's penalty put Esteghlal in front. Ali Hijabi with his first goal headed in the equalizer before half-time. Asani got his second of the match and 99th career goal at the start of the second half. Substitute Abdul Jazzar scored with his first touch to make it 2-2. And then right at the end, Abeda curled one into the bottom corner to put it beyond doubt after Caesar had missed a few minutes earlier. And Al Hussein will enjoy themselves tonight. They're into the quarter-finals, they await their opponents. But Esteghlal, a brave effort from them, but not to be. It is Al Hussein from Jordan who are through. 2-2 on the night, they've gone through. Sorry, 3-2 on the night, they've gone to 4-2 on aggregate.
Hello, where do you think your team fell short today and how can you improve this in the future?
To be honest, we started the game very good, we scored a penalty, and after in the set pieces, we need to be more focused, and I think this game we lose only about the set pieces.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
مساء الخير. أول شيء مبروك على الليلة. شو تقييمك لأداء الشباب بالمباراة وشو تعلمتوا دروس للمباريات الجاي؟
أول شيء بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله على هذا الفوز، بنهدي هذا الفوز لجمهورنا اللي ساندنا اليوم، وبنهدي هذا الفوز لكافة جماهير الأندية الأردنية اللي ساندتنا اليوم، سواء رمثة وحدات فيصلي، الكل ساندنا اليوم الحمد لله. اليوم الحسين بين إنه فريق كبير. تقدموا علينا نادي استقلال في الشوط الأول وقدرنا نعدل، حتى الشوط الثاني كمان سجلوا وقدرنا نعدل. هذا بدل على انه فريق عنده شخصيه كبيره، وباذن الله انه راح نوصل للنهايه باذن الله وننافس على اللقب، وهذا هو طموحنا.
من الناحيه الدفاعيه شو تعلمتوا اليوم من مباراه الليله؟
والله شوف، من ناحيه دفاعيه اليوم كان شويه يعني اغلاط صراحه. الاهداف اللي سجلت علينا هي اخطاء دفاعيه، اخطاء منا احنا. يعني ما اتوقع انه اليوم كان في فرص كثير لنادي استقلال الا الاغلاط اللي احنا سببناها. ان شاء الله بنشتغل عليها وبنعوضها، لانه الدور القادم ما في يعني بكون كل شيء حساس فيه.
موفقين.
الله يسعدك.